Wash your eyes. This safety demonstration has been brought to you by JH. G'day everyone and welcome to Tom's Brook Farm. We are out in the barley and we are looking to see if we can go and apply Flexi-N. Normally Flexi-N, well normally everything, we're a month behind, so normally we'd already have it all done. But what we want to check for is to make sure that we're not got the flag leaf out and that we're going to do too much damage on it. And we've got the flag leaf out. And on some of them, if I can find one, we're at awn peat. So that's where the awns are poking out. So in there is a head, and that's the flag leaf there. And we're nearly, yeah, it's not ideal, but yeah. We're gonna have to figure something out. Let me put you down for a sec. See how big our crop's gonna be.
13 aside, so not too bad.
13?
Yep.
Nice. 12, 13, possibly 14. So we've got heads emerging. Well, not emerging, but there you go. There's a head. That's 13 aside. Henry's one was 13 aside. And yeah, I'll have a talk to the agronomist to see what they think about spraying. But Flexi-N's obviously applied with streamers, and it's not coming out of flat fan, so you don't get as much of a burn as you would with a flat fan. So the streamers they are better, but obviously you will end up with scorch on your plant if you, I mean it's Flexi-N, so it's going to do something, it's going to do some damage. Well, this is our first sown barley, so this is going to be the most advanced. See what that one looks like. That's a fully emerged head and flowering. Yeah, it is flowering.
It is flowering, yeah.
So this is what I mean when it says on, when I'm saying awn peat. You can just see out the top you got the awns, which is, if I can get my finger up there, which is these bits at the top, and they're just starting to come out up the top. So I think it's going to be too late for Flexi on this. I'll, like I said, we'll talk to the agronomist and see what they reckon. But yeah, we're going to go for a drive around now and see what everything else is like in growth stage, and yeah, make a Flexi-N plan. We're out in the paddock that we had to wait for. So this is the one that we ended up dropping out that sundowner, and it's catching up. Back over there it was quite low and you could easily go spraying the Flexi-N on it, but looking here, that there's our flag leaf coming through. This one here. We want to get onto it, and we wanted to go about 65 litres of Flexi-N, because that gets us up to our 80 units of N for this paddock. Currently on the barley, well, all the barley, well, on everything actually, we're up to 53 units of N. So we want to bring that up a bit. We'll be able to easily do that on the canola and the wheat, but the barley, I'll get back to you. We've got one paddock we can definitely go into. We've got no flag leaf coming out on that one. The one we were just in is borderline, so maybe it's like 20% flag, the rest is fine. So Henry's just getting the boom all sorted, filling it with fuel, filling the flush tank with water, and then you know, flip all the nozzles around to the streamers, so he's all ready for that. And I will get a hold of an agronomist at some point to find out about all the other stuff with flag. We obviously don't want to scorch the flag too much, because you get, you know, quite a lot of yield comes from your flag, so you just don't want to go damaging it. Now it's flag emerging and awn peat, so it's a small flag at the moment, so it might be okay. That's what I'm not too sure about. I just want to make sure on that stuff before I make the decision to go slamming on into the barley there. Whilst Henry is getting all his boom spray all sorted and ready to roll, I'm going to quickly just give the shepherd a spray. and we'll see how well that foam works on the deck here, and yeah, then I'll obviously wash the cab and all that. The foam is okay on the back of the deck there. It wasn't the greatest, but it is, you know, just like caked on chemicals, so fair enough. It'll be a lot better when I do the truck. But I just got a call from the agronomist, and he reminded me about 2 years ago we did a trial. The crop was at the exact same stage as what it is now out there, so it's at on peep, you know, flag emerging, all that. And we all were like, nah, we don't want to go out there, we'll scorch it, we'll hurt it. And what we did, we're like, okay, we'll do a trial. We went out there and did 3 strips with the boom spray, left it, did everything else, and then it was the best performing part of the whole paddock. So I'd completely forgotten about that, which is, yeah, just escaped my mind. Anyway, Henry is now, he's just folding out his boom. I'll come over here and give him a hand. We're going to switch those nozzles around to get to streaming. Then we're going to load up with, well, I say we, Henry's going to load up with Flexi-N, and we'll start hitting that. Now, he'll be going at 65 litres a hectare, so it gets us up to our base rate of what I like to go of 80 units of N for like an average year, which is what it's turning out to be. If the year was looking any better, I would I'd go higher, you know, go up to 90 to 100 units, but the year just isn't looking that flash, so we'll just stick to our 80 units at N. I reckon by the time I put gloves on, he'll be nearly over halfway of the boom. There won't be any point in me helping. Well, I got one glove on, and he's nearly at halfway. So we just switch these around to our streamers. If you can see that, it's a 5-hole streamer, so 2 streams go forward, 3 streams go back. Well, I did a quarter of the boom.
It's still 25 nozzles, so.
Cool beans. Henry's up in the cab now. He's just got 300 litres of water in the boom there, and he's just turning the streamers on so we can see them and make sure that none of them are blocked. So here, that's it working. We've got 1 there that's blocked, 2 that are blocked. I got 2 blocks.
2 blocks?
Yep.
You marked it?
Yeah, just here, 1, 2.
Oh. That'll be the solenoid is woken up, so I'll just turn the machine off, turn it back on, and I'll check those.
Okay. Yep.
Hopefully it should be woken up.
And yep. Oh no, where's he gone? They're all working now. Oh, where's he disappeared to? There. It's all working now.
Cool. Yeah, so each time I phone these days, I'm checking all the ones behind my wheels just to make sure that those 2.
Because that doesn't tell you in the cab, does it?
Nah, not anymore. Does, yeah.
Alright.
Might have explained to YouTube, but it's module on the boom. They all do a bit of a handshake when you start the machine up, and if you've got one that's a bit slow, the handshake doesn't work, and then it just deletes that module, just doesn't use it.
And it doesn't tell him about it, and then so he could get spraying, or if I was to jump on, I wouldn't know that, and I'd end up with this big bare area that doesn't get done.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll meet you around at the tank. when we get away from the shed area, I'll be hooking the truck onto our Flexi-N tanks. So that used to be our old water truck, but now we got the other one. So yeah, that's two 12,000 litre tanks just linked up, and that's what we use for Flexi. So it's going to be a lot nicer that we've got these new tanks, new Flexi tanks up here, because they're now that 3-inch bottom tap on the bottom. Used to be 2-inch, and we used to, when we filled that, took us like 45 minutes to an hour. So Henry would be spraying and we'd only just make it back in time for him to then come and brew up again, and he'd only get about 2 and a bit tanks out of that. So we're doing that every like 2 hours, 3 hours. So we'll still be doing that, but at least we'll be able to fill it up a lot quicker. The joy of using a cold hose. Yeah. Yep. Righto. So with Henry's boom here, we use a dry dock. So this can't, there's basically no liquid can fall out. You can't take one off. You can't take one off when the other one is open. You have to close both of those taps in order to get it off. And we do that with Flexi-N, just because Flexi-N is so corrosive, we don't want it going anywhere. And we also do it on the batching truck. So whenever Henry's brewing up out of the batcher, this is our hot hose, and we always do that so that, because there's always chemical going through this hose, we want to make sure that there's no chance that Henry could get sprayed or have anything fall on him. So that's why we've got the dry dock. So it's just a form of safety. I've got to turn this one off first. I can't turn this one off first, and this one is what locks these arms here, so I can't undo these arms. So it means you have to shut off the one that's on the pump first, then you shut off this one, and then you can open your arms. Now a little bit of chemical is going to come out. There's something you can avoid. So there's a tiny little bit there, and then that's what it looks like. It's just a dry dock. And on the pump side, that's what it looks like. So it's just a good way to make sure you're not going to have chemical or anything like that spill when it shouldn't be. Righto, Henry is ready to get spraying. He's just gone home quickly to make a lunch, because we weren't too sure if he was going to be. Ooh. We weren't too sure if he was going to be spraying or not, so he didn't pack a lunch this morning. So he's just gone down to do that. That's all ready to go for him. And I now need to make a phone call because so there's 40,000 litres I think has only been put in those tanks, even though they're 50,000. Maybe it's like 42, 45,000 in each. Anyway, it's only about 650 hectares per tank as a random average. Henry will do that in a day. So I've got to order some Flexi-N. So Henry hasn't got very far, and I'll let him explain what's going on because he's the one who's dealing with it.
So essentially,
it's not his fault.
No. So it seems we're having an issue with one of the earths. So occasionally I'm trying to move. I get all sorts of warnings coming up The main warning is saying that the vehicle's missing, so...
The vehicle is missing?
The vehicle is missing, so that's not very good, you know. Look around. No, I'm still here, so...
So we had AgriFac come out and do some updates on the whole machine a little while ago, and they believe that this issue is stemming from there. Is that right?
Well, maybe, but it's more try cleaning up all the earths and see if that'll fix it.
Or do you want
So
a
we'll start
socket
with
set?
that. Start with a socket, I reckon.
Yep.
But essentially, when it happens, it means that I've got no control over the machine.
Yeah, that's not ideal, is it?
No.
What size are you?
17, I think. 16.
16?
Hang on. No, 17. Oh, well, that
Need an
terminal's
extension,
loose.
or
No, that's good thing.
so when you're driving along, or did you just say that when you're driving along you lose your?
Yeah, driving along, lose all control over all the functions, so I can't turn spray off, can't turn spray on.
And that's all. Basically, as you guys can see, his handle is up there, and it's basically everything in that handle stops working.
Yeah, including forward and back. It does. I don't lose like I'm not out of the control, blasting through the paddock. It does slow me down to a gentle stop, which is good. Yeah, because it would be a bit concerning coming up to a fence and oh god, I'm not going to stop. Otherwise, yeah, I could end up in the neighbours.
Yeah.
So, but it does mean there's a couple of strips in one of the paddocks that may die because it brings me to a stop, but I can't turn this chemical off.
So on that handle, it's obviously forward and back. You got your master on-off switch for the pump, so for the chemical coming out. You've also got your booms up and down and tilting, and then his cruise control buttons and all that sort of stuff. So give this a bit of a clean up. Hopefully it works.
Yes.
So you pulled up, folded out, and then went to take off, and it just wouldn't move.
It went to move and then just started flickering, and
Tractor's not here.
that's it. Yeah, tractor's gone.
What a warning.
Yeah, vehicle's missing.
Vehicle's gone.
Someone's nicked it. Right. Fingers crossed we have solved that issue.
Yeah, roger. Is vehicle available?
Vehicle is available.
Let's hope that cleaning that up has made the difference.
Yeah, roger.
I gotta say, your tank and everything is looking so nice and clean.
That's good.
So there he goes. He's, like I said already, many a time, 65 litres a hectare of Flexi-N. Yeah, that'll get us up to our 80 units N. And hopefully that, whatever it is, that earth or that warning, whatever keeps coming up for him, hopefully that's sorted now, because like he said, that the bolt was loose, so everything was sort of moving around on him. So hopefully that's sorted it for him. Now I'm going to get back to washing the Shepherd. now that I've got the Shepherd in here, I am going to see how I'm going to mount our safety stuff. So I've got the eye wash container, and then this is just the mount for our fire extinguisher, which will be it's a green fire extinguisher, same colour as that, and it's, you know, to wash yourself in case you get covered in chemical. Now that is on back order and we'll not receive that until probably late August. We're finished with the Shepherd now. Henry won't, unless we've got to do fungicide. So it's not too much of a pressing issue, but I can get my fire extinguisher here is the exact same size. This is a 9 litre and the other one is a 9 litre that's coming. So I just got to figure out how this is all going to go on here. It'd be nice just to put one either side, that'd be easy. You know, just mount there, mount on the other side, simple. But Henry is always brewing from the one side of the truck, so it wouldn't make sense for him to have to go around the other side and, you know, wash himself. So I've got to figure out the best way to do this. This one will stay permanently on the truck, and then this one will have to be, I'll put this one down. This one will have to be lifted on and off, and the reason for that is all we've got is this one bracket which sits underneath the handle like so, and then just attaches to whatever you're going to put it to. So as an example, if you attach it there, we'll be taking this on and off every time we get in and out of the truck, because we can't leave that on the side of the truck for 2 reasons. It could easily come off. We can obviously attach something to it, but bouncing around and all that, I think, is going to cause damage to this. Dust will obviously get in and around the eyes, so going to be best if I mount something up that I can then take it on and off. And then this is without scratching my paint, gee willikers, get rid of that. That's at an appropriate height to then lean down and wash your eyes. This safety demonstration's been brought to you by JH. Anyway, so how am I going to do this? Probably have to weld up a frame that comes off here out and supports both of them. Now it's a tight fit for everything, which is not ideal. Again, I'm standing in your way. The camera's at my back, but that's going to be pretty tight. This one I'm not too worried about Henry having to get off and on. He'll be able to pull the pin, what's that, up here. So if that's here, he'll be able to pull the pin and then just point the hose at himself and be able to wash himself off. If he needs to, you know, pull it off, he'll be able to just undo it and pull it out. See how we go. I'm going to leave this for another video, or it'll just magically appear and you guys will see it there. I know this video is getting long, so we'll come towards the end of it, but I just got a notification that the mail had arrived. Went down there and our last of the signs had rocked up. We've got our farm safety sign, that small one that I had that screwed up on. So that's going to go down with the the speed sign at the end there. So we'll go and do that right now. And you can see I've got some more appropriately sized stickers for the fire extinguisher and the fire blanket. Perfect. So we've got Henry out there spraying away. Now I've got this sign isn't steel or metal like the other ones. It's only got it's got holes in each corner, so I can't do what I did with the other one over there by doing in there. I don't want to ruin the material by drilling, so I'm just going to see how I go, mounting it with three screws. Should be fine. might not face the direction of traffic as well as the other side, but it will do the job. There we have it. Got our farm safety sign on there, and if you remember from the other video over there, we have got our speed limit sign. Not that you guys can see Henry out there, but the beauty of Flexi-N and streaming is you can go in pretty much any weather condition. The wind doesn't cause an issue for streamers, as it's just a constant stream coming out. You know, you don't get drift or anything like that. You're just aiming for the plant, the ground. So yeah, he can go in all conditions, which is awesome. So with that, I reckon we'll leave the video there, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with somebody else. If you haven't already, check out the Glass Cage podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I'm not sure if it's up on any of the other platforms yet, but it's definitely up on those two. And I'll see you in the next one.